right, so you have got your ZMFs in hand and you've listened to them a little bit. Maybe you've burned them in, maybe you've just got them, but you want to make sure the headphones are tailored to your sonic needs as specifically as possible. And we have a number of different options, a couple of options that you'll want to look at, and the first being ear pads. We have a number of different ear pad materials and configurations, namely vegan suede and lambskin, and then we also have a hybrid material. And to figure out what works best on your headphone, the first place you'll want to go is the website. Now, a lot of you will probably have gotten either 1 or 2 sets of pads with your headphone or added pads. It's always best to check the measurements and also our recommendations on the site for where to go next if you want to make little tweaks to your headphone. And of course, I always recommend either a hybrid or suede material if you're going to be listening to your headphones for over a couple hours straight, just because those materials have a little bit of a higher damping factor and will make the sound a little easier, a little less peaky on your ears, and a little less aggressive. So let's go over to the website, and you can see here that we're on the front page. You'll want to first go to product info, and when you go down to ZMF pads, this page will load, and we have an overview chart. And it's important to note on this overview chart of the pads that this is not correlating to a direct frequency response. It's a general guide to show you, hey, what we consider bright and what we consider warm in the ZMF house tuning. And of course, the ZMF house tuning is, a touch on the warm side, not what I would call dead, flat, neutral, or boring in any way. And so you can see, our warmest headphone with the icon pads is the Atticus, and then our most neutral headphone is the Otor with the Universe pads on it. This largely reflects the frequency response, and then any of these can be altered a little bit depending on what type of material you have on them. And so you can go through any of this pad discussion and frequently asked questions to really learn about how the pads change on each of our headphones. And then if you even want to dig a little deeper, the next place to go would be to go to the measurements section of the website. And in this measurements section, you'll see how we measure our headphones, what things we use for R&D, what we use for getting them out the door, and how closely we match the channels and everything. You can watch that in the website measurements video, and we also have a couple other videos on the YouTube channel that talk a little bit about measurements. And then you can look at each headphone and look at the ear pad comparison measurement and see how the different ear pads measure compared to each other, shown in a diffuse field compensation curve right here. And so if you really want to dig deep, if there's one specific area you want to change on the headphone that you have, you can look at this, and then you can go back and figure out what ear pad might be best for you. We typically don't show past what our recommended ear pads are. I've gone to great lengths to make sure that I recommend the pads that I really think sound best on the headphones. Of course, you're welcome to try out headphones or headphone pads from other manufacturers, but I definitely recommend you try the ones from us first. So last thing, just make sure you have those pads aligned correctly, you're wearing the headphone with the rods facing you as you put them on, and definitely try out the other pads. And if you wanted to know, my favorite pads are always the lambskin. I usually listen in spurts of 20 minutes to an hour at a time with our headphones. So the lambskins have the most exciting, aggressive, transient, fast sound. So that's always what I like. But yeah, check out our other videos. Thanks for getting ZMFs, and definitely ask us any questions on HeadFi or email us at support@zmfheadphones.com if there's anything you can't find in this video or on the website. I'll see you at the next video.